Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 26-year-old Colorado resident Robert Gieswein, I think is how you pronounce it. He was seen at the Capitol marching with the Proud Boys, but he's actually more directly linked to the Oath Keepers. Gieswein was wearing paramilitary gear, he was carrying a baseball bat, and he was present at the first violent breach on the Capitol grounds. That was at Peace Circle. As you guys probably recall, there was a female officer who became unconscious because of Trump terrorists. They attacked the barricades, and they were shaking them so violently that she fell backwards. She cracked her head on the concrete steps. Well, following that breach at those gates, Gieswein and the mob moved closer to the building. He maneuvered his way to the front of the police lines, and Gieswein joined him with others in pushing against officers as they were trying to set up metal barricades to prevent a further advance of the mob. He was then seen throwing a water bottle at the police, and then shortly after that, Gieswein was interviewed, and he said, quote, "This is fucking crazy," and then something unintelligible. And he said, quote, "I would die for this." When asked what the solution was, Gieswein replied, quote, "To execute these fascists." Minutes later, the mob breached the police line at that location, and then officers were forced to set up a new defensive line under the inauguration scaffolding. Gieswein was seen on video helping others to move a barricade. Then he was seen shooting police with pepper spray. That police line was breached as well a short time later. And as Gieswein and the others advanced closer to the building, he again sprayed officers with chemicals. Then, as they continued to move up the stairs, get even closer to the Capitol, Gieswein again shot pepper spray at the officers, at a line of officers, a third time. When Gieswein reached the building, he was then seen on video banging on a window, and off to his right, there was Proud Boys member Dominic Pizzola. You guys have all seen this. He was using a stolen riot shield to shatter another window. Well, after Pizzola successfully busted in that window, Gieswein was either the second or third person to enter the building. So along with others, he confronted officers. They were trying to block a passage upstairs in the building. This was after he and others had chased Officer Eugene Goodman up several flights of stairs. You guys have also seen that video. He was seen on surveillance video encouraging others to move forward. And then he was also seen gesturing at the police with his baseball bat. From there, Gieswein traveled through various areas of the building before again assaulting officers with pepper spray. They were attempting to roll down these doors that you guys have seen the video also. This was in the visitor center. These were roll down doors, metal doors, and people were blocking them. Well, Gieswein reached underneath as they were trying to pull it down, and people were on his side were trying to push them up. He reached under and sprayed the officers. Sometime after that, he was seen trying to intervene in the arrest of another member of the mob. He also, again, sprayed the two arresting officers as they were trying to arrest this guy. Well, one of the officers let that suspect go so he could grab Gieswein. Gieswein then tried to punch that officer, and then both of the officers got into a physical scuffle with him, and then all three of them ended up falling on the ground. Unfortunately, somehow he broke free and he took off before they could arrest him. After that assault, Gieswein went into the Capitol Rotunda. He took part in another push against a police line. This time they were unsuccessful. And then eventually Gieswein sat down on the floor and he told the police that he couldn't breathe. And then he also told them, quote, "I just don't want to get arrested. I'm doing this for us." Yeah. "I'm beating you. I'm spraying you for us." That sounds like an abuser to me. He left the building nearly 90 minutes after entering. And then in the days that followed, he got rid of his clothes, he ditched his bat and his cell phone. So Consciousness of guilt much? So Gieswein was arrested on January 18th of 2021, and in a second superseding indictment, he was charged with obstructing an official proceeding, 2 counts of civil disorder, assaulting officers, 5 counts of assaulting officers with a dangerous weapon, destruction of government property, and entering a restricted building with a dangerous weapon. Gieswein originally rejected a plea deal, but then later he went back to the government and said, hey, is that still on the table? So they agreed. They said, okay, yeah, we'll go for it. So in March of 2023, Gieswein pleaded guilty to 2 counts of assaulting officers, and the dangerous weapon enhancement, though, was dropped. So Gieswein was facing up to 8 years in prison for each of those counts, plus 3 years of probation and $250,000 in fines. The prosecutor, however, requested only 60 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. U.S. District Judge Trevor McFadden presided over Gieswein's case, and at the sentencing hearing, he said Gieswein's actions were among the most, quote, violent, egregious, and serious. And then he added, quote, I think in many ways your case is an exemplar of the dangers of a mob mentality. I couldn't find anything in the media that Gieswein may have said at his sentencing hearing, but when all was said and done, Gieswein was sentenced to 4 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. Considering that this was Trump appointee Trevor McFadden, this was the best we could hope for, honestly. You know, not enough at all, considering how many officers he assaulted, but it is what it is. Like I said, it was McFadden. And Gieswein is one of the few who's been held since his arrest in January of 2021. So he will get credit for time served. Unfortunately, that might mean he's eligible for early release prior to the 2024 election. I mean, he'll still be on probation, but he might actually be a free man by then. Won't be able to vote, but he can do other things, right? As we've seen. So I will let you guys know if I hear anything more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it, become a subscriber, become a donor. If you can do a monthly donation, it really helps. Links are down below in the description on the YouTube channel and on the podcast. But even if you can only leave a one-time tip or super thanks, depending on what platform you're on, that is also greatly appreciated. So love you guys. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.